Most people out there are setting their goals completely the wrong way and are setting it in a way that's going to cause them to fail. Let me explain what I mean by that. So when you think about traditional goal setting and what people do, right? We look at either, for example, in business, we look at a number we want to do, and we might even have a time frame. For example, you might say, I want to make $1 million in my business in the next 6 months. And that is their goal. That goal is destined to either fail or to make you feel really, really bad. If we look at psychology, right, and we look at everything around us, the reason why those types of goals, for me anyway, in my experience, don't really work is because it takes all the external factors in the market, in your business, in your team, whatever it is, and it puts it on you, right? If you don't make the goals, you suck, you failed, you're the one who didn't do it, without taking into account that things in the outside world actually changes. That being said, how do you go and set goals to build $1 million business? Now, I wanted to give you some context because context is so important in this frame, right? My name's Will, and I've got a 7-figure B2B marketing and lead generation agency. And this goal setting system I'm gonna give you has helped us to grow year on year, every single year for the past 6 or 7 years. And at one stage, in the first, let's say 3 to 4 years, our business was doubling every single year based on this goal setting system. So I'm gonna give you what works for me, but obviously for your own business, your own personality, take it with a grain of salt, but take what's useful, and hopefully this will help you set better goals that can actually make your success inevitable. How do I reframe the entire goal setting structure to make sure that I grow my business in a way that doesn't destroy my quality of life, that doesn't get me divorced and get my kids hating me, and that doesn't make me hate my business, right? I set my goals based on actions. So here's the thing. When you set goals based on numbers that have a variety of factors, either sales one, or the market, or whatever's happening in the outside world, there are things that you can't control, but if you set goals based on those things and you don't hit them, it's gonna affect your confidence, right? It's gonna affect your mentality and your mindset. So how I like to structure goals is I take that big number, for instance, $1 million in sales in 6 months or a year, let's just say, and I break it down into smaller action steps. So what that might look like is I'll take a 12-month goal of doing $1 million, and I'll break it down month by month, and I'll know that I only have to do 85,000 in a certain month. And I keep going from there. So to do 85,000 in a certain month, what I then look at is my client value, right? How much does a client potentially pay us for a certain month? And let's just take a number out of the air, and let's just say it's 10,000 or 1,000, right? I'm not great at maths, so I'm gonna try and get through this without stuffing it up, but let's just say your clients are worth $1,000 a month to you. So to do $1 million a year or $1 million month, for example, you just divide that by your number. So to do $1 million a year, you need 85,000 a month, which means you need 85 clients in that month. Now, what you then need to look at is what are my conversion rates from that number, right? If I need 85 clients and I convert at 30% or 20%, how many leads or conversations do I need to have? Then what I do is I anchor my goals on those conversations, not the outcome of the conversations, not on sales won, not on sales lost, but all I need to do is make sure I've got those conversations in my calendar, and if everything else stays the same, I should be able to hit my goals. And so that's the first stage, right? Breaking everything down into things that you can control. Second step is taking what you can control, or kind of control, the number of phone calls that get booked in, and peeling it back another layer and going into what actions you need to take to hit that result. For instance, if we need 100 calls a month, what are you doing to get those 100 calls? It might look like 50 cold emails a day, $100 in ad spend a day. That's your monthly, or that's your daily, I should say. And then it might be weekly where you've got to send an email out to your list, and monthly we have to run a webinar. So I break down my monthly goal into daily actions, weekly actions, and monthly actions. And we then get super, super tight on tracking every single thing. So at the end of every day, my team and I sit together for 10 minutes. We say, how did we go today? Did we send the emails out? Did we spend the right money on ads? Did we make the right connections? Did we put content out? And if we tick all the boxes, it's been a great day. Again, we do it weekly. We sit down and we look at all of our weekly actions. Did we do all of this kind of stuff? Did we send an email out to our list? Did we build a partnership this week? And then monthly and quarterly and so on and so on. What I've found is that when you break it down like that, things become easier and more manageable, and you know exactly what you need to do to move the needle regardless of what happens in the market. So what that does for me is that I've got confidence in growing my business that's not tied to results. I can go through a series of losses on my sales calls without having it come back to me and having me say, well, I'm gonna miss my goals. I suck, I did something wrong. Because it could have just been that the market changed, right? What it does is it gives me confidence knowing that every single day, all I've got to do is this stuff here, the simple stuff that you just got to get up and get done. And if you can do the simple stuff, if you take care of the process, the numbers will take care of itself. There was a great book out on this called The Score Takes Care of Itself. I think it's by Bill Walsh, multiple Super Bowl winner. And his entire thesis is that if you look at the actions you do and improve the actions you take, ultimately you'll get the result. And that's how I do my goal setting. It's the goal setting process we've used to help us grow from scratch and bootstrapped all the way to 7 figures and whatever we grow to in the future. And it's something that I look at every single day. I look at my musts every single day that are aligned to my daily actions and use that to fuel our business growth. So hopefully this will be a better system for you as well. It means that you've got more control over your day, your week, your month, and the entire growth of your business. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about this goal setting system. I'll probably come out with some templates, to help you with all this kind of stuff. Let me know if you want them. And again, do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, and share with someone that you think would get some value out of this. And I'll see you on the next video.